Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is awesome. A new podcast from Karen Hunter.
The pacing of this special it felt very introspective. Like you put a lot of thought into how you constructed this, and I see the work, right? And I'm grateful because there's a lot of comedy that is offended. Let's offend somebody. Let's be offensive. And you were just, even the Bubble Man story. I was like, he landed that plane and it was lovely. I left there feeling good.
Good. I didn't want to talk about politics. And the more I started looking at, you write all the jokes and you got them laid out. And then you go, oh, you know what? This connects to this and this. Man, we lonely. We ain't got no cashiers. There ain't no sales reps no more. We cuss out the cashier. When we do get an employee, we cuss them out.
Yep.
And it ain't their fault they understaffed and that your burger took 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. You don't answer the phone no more. You snap a nose, folks. Then you go and try and find a new friend. Then you get mad because the new friend don't act the way you need them to act. Well, maybe they was never supposed to be that type of friend. Maybe you put the wrong expectations on them. All you see on Instagram is black folks complaining because somebody didn't want to split the check 6 ways. Well, you invited a broke Negro. You should have went out one-on-one and then figured out what you was working with.
Right.
You take one of them vacation friends, you take one of them indoor friends, try and take them outdoors, then get mad because they complaining.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got a non-hiking ass friend, but you want to go for a hike. So how you even make friends? Because it is a thing, man. Like Karen, I always feel like where the difference between friendships and relationships is that relationships, you're given an opportunity to say, hey, I don't like this. Let's change this. Let us improve. If someone is supposed to be your friend and they do something sideways, you internalize it. You take it personal. That she knew what she was doing when she wore that color dress to my birthday party. How dare you, right? And you don't say nothing. And it boils over a year and a half later and now y'all fighting. Mm-hmm. And I wish that we communicated more as friends as we do when sex and money are involved.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother yesterday. He was talking about a friend he was talking to who he was going through a downtime. My brother's trying to give advice. It seemed like Buddy wasn't receptive to the advice. It's a typical thing that happens all the time. But it's like as we was talking, I was like, hey man, you ever think about this? Maybe the stuff he's going through got him depressed. Like, because depression will make you say no to stuff that is like, it's like when you tell somebody is going through depression, and they be like, you go, you know what you need to do? You go outside an hour a day. That sounds great to a brain that's not depressed. Like, that's a great solution. But the depression to talk people out of it, like, nah, that ain't gonna work. It's gonna be raining or whatever. Like, and so, but it was interesting because after I gave him that perspective, it made it less of a personal thing for him. It wasn't like, oh, he personally rejected my advice. I just tried to help the brother out. It became like, oh, he might just be going through something, and people don't necessarily voice that because they don't know when you're in the throes of it. They don't always have a language, but it might reach them. It might be a month later and dude think about that conversation, like he was trying to reach out to me, but but yeah, you're right. It's funny how you put the title friends on it. We internalize so much to be like, nah, how can he not know how I felt? The same way we don't know how either one of us felt.
The same way your girlfriend didn't know.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But then you check her, go, listen, if you gonna do that, then you can get the hell on. And then she go, I'm sorry, baby. And then y'all figure it out.
Right.
But I look at, I'm optimistic about society, Karen. That's why I like that little story at the end. It's just, without giving the joke away, it's just about how beautiful it is when you observe two people who found each other. Even if you ain't got what you want in life, it's real dope when you just see two people and you be like, wow, they look. It's like when you see somebody at the restaurant and they ordered the sizzling fajita and you sitting there with your funky ass salad and you like, damn, I should have Should have went on and took a chance, and now look
I
at
was
me
I
over
was
here miserable.
I was talking about this earlier in the week when Joe Biden gave his farewell speech. Kamala Harris, Doug Emhoff, and Joe Biden, Dr. Biden, were sitting off to the side, and Joe Biden and Doug Emhoff were holding hands in Kamala's lap, and people were losing their minds. And I was like, Biden just told you that they're family. Like, I was in that moment realized how void folk are of that kind of connection, that kind of feeling to have that much affection for somebody. It's like, are we really that disconnected? And listening to your special, I was like, it feels like we might be.
I'm trying to not be the 46-year-old black man who sees a young black couple out, and I'm getting there. I'm like, you ever see like two like 22, 23-year-old, and you can tell he's a good brother. He ironed his little polo shirt, and they sitting on the same side of the booth at Cheesecake Factory, and I'm over there alone checking emails and sifting through Instagram DMs to see if I can get lucky. And you see I'm almost at that age, Karen, where I want to walk over and go, "This is beautiful, young brother. Keep it up." And just like congratulate them on their love. But I don't know if that's creepy on my part. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to.
It might be. Do it anyway. See what happens, and then
It's a little intrusive. It's a little bit.
Tell us how it turned out.
I ain't gonna have to tell you nothing.
Then of course the interracial couple that you don't walk over to is someone making a TikTok about your ass. Like, what would you?
Yeah, I ain't got to tell you nothing, Karen. I'm gonna go over there and speak to him. They gonna be like, "This old ass uncle interrupted our dinner." Why did I turn into Lil Rel Howery just then? This old ass uncle.
He gonna call you. Susie call you uncle. You gonna be offended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is awesome. A new podcast from Karen Hunter.